many people know there's some big changes in store for many of our downtowns in Kawartha Lakes, and maybe you could talk about what kind of work is being done and why are we even focusing on our downtowns?
Sure. Yeah, our downtown revitalization project is a great project. And 5 years ago when I ran for mayor, I heard constantly that we don't spend enough money in our downtowns. Our downtowns are looking old, looking tired. Some of them haven't been, that refresh in a long time. So I was really happy to see the downtown revitalization program come into place, and it's targeting part of it through OMAFRA, some funding through the province, of course, again, partnerships with the province when needed. Fenelon Falls, Cobeconk, Norland, Omemee, and Lindsay are the 4 downtowns that are part of this program. Fenelon Falls sort of started off, but those are the 4 that we focused on as part of the downtown revitalization. Now, some people say, why wasn't Bobcaygeon a part of that? Bobcaygeon did a lot of their downtown previously, so they opted not to loop in at this point. So as part of this revitalization, those are the 4 centers that we've got volunteer committees from each area who bring forward ideas for their downtown, and we have a committee of council that is focusing on revitalizing these downtowns with the local input. So we have some good programs in place as a result of that.
What does that mean, revitalize? What are we talking about here?
It's just like a refresh. Some of them involve tearing up the street, putting new water pipes in the ground. We're doing that in conjunction with the revitalization, so we only have to tear it up once, obviously. So Lindsay's doing that next year. You're going to see that. You're going to see it starting this year in the back streets and next year downtown. You're going to see Fenelon Falls coming up in the near future, same thing. But it also involves facades. It involves street lights, park benches, new sidewalks. It can be affordable housing in some of the units above some of the downtowns, some of the storefronts. Some of the revitalizing some of those buildings up top where people can live. So it's a funding initiative that allows people to leverage some municipal funding to be able to take advantage of that, and possibly enough that they can just, whether it's a no interest loan, whether it's a low interest loan. The municipality partnered with the CFTC, and we each put up $500,000 into a fund that'll be offered out as loans. And there's a criteria. There's a whole section that people have to apply for. They have to meet a certain criteria. They have to put some money into it themselves, and then they get a very low interest or a no interest loan from the municipality. We've had a
standard percentage?
Standard percentage. Yeah. We've had a great uptake on it. There's also a grant portion of that is available to the four cities, the 4 towns that I mentioned earlier. That came from OMAFRA. And it is although the CIP, Community Improvement Plan, is unique to those 4 downtowns, it's a citywide plan. So anybody in the municipality, in a Bethany or a Janetville, can apply as well for a low interest loan to fix up one of their storefronts. And the $1 Million Makeover is a part of that. That's one of the programs that we're rolling out. That's that $500,000 from the CFDC and the municipality, where we're both pitching in and offering that to our businesses to fix up their downtown, and so we're having a great response.
That's all under the umbrella then of this initiative.
It is. Yeah. Yes, it's one of the programs under the CIP, which is the Community Improvement Plan. And it's targeting right now on our downtowns, and it's available to any of the downtowns really within the city.
And that's a 10-year document.
It's a 10-year document. This is the first year. We're going to be announcing I don't say the winners, but the people who are granted that first round. We should be doing that shortly. Like I mentioned before, we've had a great uptake, people bringing forward some great concepts of what they want to do in their areas. And kudos to our volunteers in the different downtowns who have spent a lot of time sort of helping be a part of that and bringing some of these ideas forward.
Super. So the first intake closed January 17th, and so we've had a great response. What month are we looking at in terms of when we might hear about these successful applicants?
Yeah, you'll probably hear from it. I don't know if there's an exact date, the end of February, the beginning of March. We'll have, they're just sort of working through the applications and who's going to get it, and then it'll come to council with a full report on giving this funding to the different areas. A lot of them, I think, at this point are targeting those downtowns and specific projects. If you have a business and you're looking to renovate, or you're looking to change your storefront, or you want to fix the upstairs to allow people to live up there. A lot of them aren't right now, right? There's fire issues, there's old buildings that need to be fixed up. So there's now a kicker where they can leverage some funding through this program to be able to fix that up either at low or no interest, along with some of their own money, obviously. So
that would certainly help the housing crunch as well.
I think it will. Anything that will help, and I mean, our downtowns, what we're trying to do is create these hubs, create these vibrant communities where people want to go. I mean, when people live there, that creates a different scenario as well. But our downtowns are the core of our different areas in our municipality, and it's not one downtown. It's all these little downtowns that make our community very unique. So this is a program that I was really excited about. That I think over the 10 years, hopefully we can continue to fund it over the 10 years, and lots of people will take advantage of it, and we can bring a little vibrancy. We have some great downtowns, but in all honesty, some of them haven't had any work done to them in a long time. And, I hear people saying they're tired, they need a refresh. And that's exactly because of some of the changes we've made as a municipality in our 10-year financial plan. We're now in a position to start investing back into our downtowns and just sort of, bring them back to life a little bit. And I think over the next few years, people will see a big difference.
Is something changing in terms of, you mentioned there's rules that need to be followed. Let's say a business applies for a grant or a loan. Are we looking to create more of a uniform look for these downtowns than we have in the past? Like, say, Port Perry, how they've changed.
Yeah, absolutely. And a lot of that is being done at the local level. Where these local groups and they meet the criteria, and we have a downtown, whether it's a heritage district. Lindsay has been designated a heritage district in its downtown, so that puts it into a certain criteria of what you're allowed to do. You can't have flashing neon signs, in your downtown as part of a heritage district. So it's all through bylaws and through, what you want to do, and setting some of those parameters in some of the different bylaws. But a lot of times they're guidelines. We don't like to tell people in a business what are you allowed to do or what not allowed to do.
Right.
There's certain criteria, but at the end of the day, when they say, well, I want to refresh my building, and they apply for a permit, we would hand them a list of, this is what we're looking for in our downtown. And if you can meet that criteria, possibly you can qualify for some funding, or if you don't need the funding, then we would just like it if everybody wants their downtowns to look nice, and when they look uniform, I think that's a huge part of it.
Have you had a lot of pushback yet from businesses saying, I don't want to follow this or that? Okay.
No, not at all. No, it's been quite positive, and the feedback I've heard from this program is people are excited that we finally have a program in place. There's not a lot of communities across the province that have a community improvement plan in place, and it allows you to do certain things in your downtown that you might not have been allowed to do, with businesses, with different, you can make exceptions to certain bylaws and certain rules and laws, and it just gives you a little bit of a uniqueness, and any funding that we can come up with will only help to make our downtowns a little bit more vibrant.